make the cartoon or comic. It's time to tell a story or make a joke. This week we'll be turning our characters into a comic. Your mission: use the character that you created in a comic. Materials you will need are paper and pencil. Step number 1 is to come up with a story. Keep this very short. In this comic, the artist makes the joke that kids don't look very hard for things. In this comic, Jim Davis tells the funny story that Garfield colored the dog Odie. My story is going to be about my character asking me, the artist, for a new hairstyle. Step 2. Draw out the scene boxes. I would recommend no more than 3 scenes. In this example, you can see some different options for scenes. Once again, I would not recommend you do over 3 scenes. In step 3, you will draw your story. Be sure to use what we've learned about body position and expression. Use speech and thought bubbles as needed. I drew my scene boxes very large so I'd have room to add details to my characters and speech and thought bubbles as needed. You can tell here from watching the other videos that I've stuck to my basic head shape. I've done this so it's easier for me to draw this character again and again. So I recommend that you do that as well. I did an O-shaped mouth on my character because in this scene box, he's going to be talking. You also notice how I'm making my skeleton first before I draw my body and my arms and my legs. This is so I can control the position of the body. This character has his hands on his hips. I noticed that my legs were down a bit too far, so I erased them and drew them again. Now I'm drawing the clothing around my skeleton. And then I'll go ahead and add shoes and details to my clothing. Here I'm drawing the arms on my character and I have his fingers coming up onto his hips. It's kind of a little bit of a bossy stance that I'm going for in this scene. I'm going to draw a speech bubble here. Typically when your character is speaking, your speech bubble is fairly square, and then it has an arrow that drops down towards the mouth. If you have multiple characters, this allows you to show which one's actually talking. One mistake that students often make with their speech bubbles or thought bubbles is they don't make them large enough for their words. So be careful that you've given yourself enough space to write what you would like to write. And here we have my first scene complete. It says, "Don't be lazy, change my hair." In the next scene that I draw, notice how I change the position of the arm. Drawing my skeleton here, I want my character to be pointing at where his hair sticks out, so I'm going to draw my skeleton doing that. And then I'm putting his other hand down towards his hip once again. Then I go through the process of drawing his clothing, erasing out my skeleton, and adding details. At this point in the scene, I've drawn a thought bubble. This character is not speaking out loud, this character is thinking it. And it says, "I'm the boss." I thought it would be funny to draw in a pencil erasing his hairstyle, like myself, the artist, is getting ready to change his hairstyle for him. In the final scene of my comic, notice how I zoom in on the character. Basically, I drew a closer view. This makes it more interesting for your viewers. I changed the expression and both arms of my character to point at the hair. I want my character to not be happy with the hairstyle that I've given him. He says, "What is this?" Here is your mission steps. Number 1, decide on a story or joke. Make sure to keep it short. Number 2, draw your scene boxes. Probably not more than 3. Step number 3, draw out your story. Be sure to change the expression and body position. Finally, step number 4, fill out the form on the art choice board. Please remember to fill out the form on the art choice board. That is how you're graded for the 4th quarter. I would love to see your comics. Feel free to send me a picture to lseipel@ccsd1.org.